No one in Judge Judy's courtroom had any idea that the moment those doors opened, the internet was about to explode. Not because of the case, not because of the cameras, but because of the girl who walked in with the kind of confidence only a child of power could afford. People would later say it felt like watching a storm walk in wearing designer shoes. The courtroom was quiet, too quiet as the door swung open. And then she appeared, 16-year-old Ava Gray, daughter of Senator Thomas Gray, America's unofficial poster child for privilege. She didn't walk in. She glided in chin high, eyes sharp, a smirk carved perfectly across her face like she was posing for a magazine cover. It wasn't nerves. It wasn't fear. It wasn't even respect. It was entitlement, the kind that fills a room before the person does. The audience didn't just look at her, they felt her. That icy, untouchable aura. That my daddy runs the state and you're all background characters. Energy that made grown adults shift in their seats. Even the bailiff's eyebrow twitched. Ava didn't notice. Ava didn't care. Ava didn't need to. At least, that's what she believed. She tossed her hair back, adjusted her mint green designer jacket, and gave a tiny wave to her friend sitting behind her. Yes. A wave like she was entering the finale of a reality show she expected to win. She didn't look at Judge Judy. She didn't look at the plaintiff, Lisa Ramos. She didn't look at the cameras. She looked at herself, her reflection in the polished courtroom table, and smiled, because in her mind, she had already won. Judge Judy didn't look up at first. She was reviewing the file, a case so basic it should have been resolved in 8 minutes. A simple property damage claim. Nothing dramatic, nothing explosive, until Ava opened her mouth. Judy heard a loud, exaggerated sigh roll across the courtroom. The kind of sigh teenagers do to tell the world they're inconvenienced by the existence of other humans. Judge Judy's eyes lifted. Just one look. One single glance, and that was it. Everyone who had watched Judge Judy for years knew that look. The look that meant, I've dealt with every kind of entitled person on earth. But this one's special. Ava didn't look away. She stared back at Judy like the judge was a substitute teacher she planned to bully, and then Ava whispered loudly enough for every microphone to pick it up. I swear this is such a waste of my time. Gasps, head turns. Lisa sank into her seat in secondhand embarrassment. But Ava? She smiled. What Ava didn't know, what she couldn't have known, was that Judge Judy had come prepared. Prepared in a way Ava wasn't used to adults being. Judy had already seen everything. The messages Ava sent to her friends. Watch me make this lady cry. She's so dramatic. I barely tapped her stupid car. Even if something happens, my dad will fix it. He always does. The TikTok clip Ava made laughing at Lisa's dented bumper. The screenshots where Ava bragged, my dad basically owns this court. They won't touch me. Judge Judy had seen it all, neatly printed, organized, highlighted. Waiting. But Ava didn't know that. Ava didn't even care enough to consider it, because she truly, deeply believed consequences were optional for people like her. Then Judy spoke. State your name. Ava didn't answer immediately. She leaned back, folded her arms, let out a breath so dramatic it could have been a sound effect. Ava Gray, she finally said with a soft laugh. My dad is Senator Gray. So I'm sure you already know. Your father's job is irrelevant. Judge Judy's voice cut through Ava's sentence like a blade. Silence. Even the cameras seemed to freeze. Ava blinked, confused, almost offended. She tried again. Well, I just meant, don't just answer my questions. Ava rolled her eyes. Big mistake. But the real disaster came next, because this was the moment that went viral. The moment that would be replayed millions of times. The moment that would launch 1,000 commentary videos. Ava leaned forward, smirked, and said, honestly, Your Honor, why are we even wasting time? My dad writes the laws you're trying to enforce. The audience gasped so loudly you'd think someone set off fireworks. Lisa's head dropped into her hands. The bailiff froze. Mid-step. Judge Judy didn't move a muscle, not an eyelid, not a breath, nothing. She just stared. A stare so cold the temperature dropped. 10 degrees. This was the clip that would blow up the internet. This was the sentence that would ruin reputations, spark political debates, and send the senator's PR team into cardiac arrest. Ava sat back with a proud smile. She genuinely, sincerely believed she had just won the argument, but the smartest viewers, the ones who had watched Judge Judy for decades, knew. Ava Gray had just signed her own humiliation contract. She just didn't know it yet because Judge Judy's silence wasn't calm. It was preparation. It was calculation. It was the deep breath before the courtroom earthquake. Ava had no idea that her downfall had already begun, and she had no idea what kind of storm she had just awakened. Asterisk. The courtroom felt different the moment part 2 began. Tighter, sharper, hungrier. Judge Ava Gray adjusted her glasses, but this time her hands weren't steady. She knew something wasn't adding up, not with Lisa Ramos, not with Senator Gray, and definitely not with the favor that magically became a political scandal. And the viewers? They were glued to the edge of their seats. The bailiff raised his voice. Case continues. Lisa Ramos versus Senator Gregory Gray. But Judge Ava didn't wait for anyone to speak. She leaned forward, eyes locked on Lisa with laser focus. Asterisk. Ms. Ramos, tell me again why you asked a married U.S. senator for a private meeting at midnight. The courtroom gasped so loudly it echoed. Lisa swallowed. Her hands trembled. She didn't expect Ava to go this hard, but Judge Ava wasn't just angry. She was hunting the truth. Lisa stared at the floor. Your Honor, I thought he could help me. My landlord, he was evicting me. I didn't have money. I panicked. Ava didn't blink. So you needed help with rent? Understandable. A beat. But why him? At midnight? In a hotel lobby? And why did you hide that detail from this court? Lisa froze. Senator Gray shifted uncomfortably. Ava caught it instantly. Asterisk. Your Honor, if I may. Ava slammed her gavel. Sit down. The courtroom burst with murmurs. Ava turned back to Lisa, her voice colder now. You're here claiming the senator promised you a job he never delivered. But your messages tell a different story. Lisa's eyes widened. What? Messages? Ava nodded to the bailiff. He placed printed screenshots on the evidence stand. The gallery leaned forward. Even the air conditioning seemed to pause. Asterisk. Ava read aloud. Are you sure this is safe? Lisa Ramos, no one will know. I promise. Senator Gray gasps exploded from every corner. The senator's jaw clenched. Lisa panicked. Your Honor, that's not what it looks like. Ava raised her hand. Her voice sharp, surgical. Then explain it. Because right now, you look like a desperate woman who made a dangerous decision and a powerful man who let her. Lisa's eyes flooded. He said the meeting had to be private, or it would hurt his reputation. He said helping me publicly would look like favoritism. He told me midnight was the safest time. The senator erupted. She's twisting everything. I told her to come during office hours. Ava cut in. Then why this timestamp? She held up another screenshot. 12:03 a.m., room 407, come alone. The room exploded. Even the court stenographer's eyebrows hit the ceiling. Asterisk. Senator Gray slammed both palms onto the table. This is being taken out of context. She begged for help. I was trying to guide her. Ava's voice dropped to a chilling whisper. Guide her? Or corner her? The senator froze. Ava continued. Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you used your position to lure a vulnerable woman into a situation that benefited you. Lisa sobbed. Not loud, just enough to break the room in half. Asterisk. She turned away for a moment, gripping the bench. Anyone watching closely saw the storm in her eyes. She wasn't just angry at the senator. She wasn't just disgusted by the screenshots. She was betrayed. And known as a judge. As a daughter, she took a long breath. Senator Gray, would you like to explain why you texted Ms. Ramos from a number registered to an aide who doesn't exist? The senator blinked. That's classified. Ava laughed. Not a happy laugh. A dangerous one. Nothing is classified in my courtroom. Asterisk. Lisa suddenly stood up, wiping her face. Your Honor, I need to tell you something. Her voice shook so severely the microphone caught static. Ava, nodded softly. Lisa inhaled deeply. I lied about one thing. But not the way you think. The courtroom leaned in. Ava's heartbeat kicked up. Then say it clearly. Lisa choked back tears. He didn't just promise me a job. He promised me protection. Ava's eyes narrowed. Protection from what? Lisa looked at the senator, terrified. From someone he said might come after me. Someone he said he angered. Doing something illegal. The senator's face went white. Ava felt the temperature drop. Lisa. What exactly did he tell you? Lisa didn't hesitate anymore. He said, if anyone asks, you were never with me. Because if they find out what happened that night, you and I both disappear. The senator shot to his feet. Lisa, that is a lie. Ava's gavel smashed down. ENOUGH. Nobody speaks until I say so. The room went silent as stone. Even the senator stopped breathing. Ava turned to the senator slowly. Very slowly, her voice became sharp enough to cut steel. Tell me, Senator, what were you running from that night? He flinched. Ava continued, because this court now sees a pattern: secret meetings, fake contacts, hidden numbers, midnight hotel rooms. She leaned closer. And a woman who looks more like a witness than a liar? The senator swallowed visibly. Ava wasn't finished, and I haven't even shown the last piece of evidence. The gallery gasped. Lisa wiped her tears. Confused. The senator paled. Ava lifted a sealed envelope. A thick one, a dangerous one. This, Senator Gray, was delivered anonymously to my chambers this morning. The room froze. Ava tapped the envelope. Inside this are security camera stills. From the hotel you swear you never visited. The courtroom went dead silent. No whisper. No cough. No shifting in the seats, just pure fear leaking off the senator's face as Judge Ava Gray held up the thick, sealed envelope like it was a loaded weapon, because in her hands, it was. Lisa Ramos clung to the edge of her table. The senator stared at the envelope like it was ticking. Ava broke the silence. This envelope contains the truth Senator Gray never intended this courtroom to see. She turned the envelope over in her hand once, inspecting it. It arrived without a return address. No signature. No note. Just a warning label. For the judge's eyes only. The gallery gasped. Ava ignored them. Her gaze never left the senator, Senator Gray. Before I open this, I am giving you one opportunity, to tell this court what I'm about to see. The senator hesitated. His lips parted. But nothing came out. Ava nodded. Very well. She broke the seal. Ava pulled out the first glossy printed image. She held it in the air. Gallery leaned forward like a single living creature. This is the lobby of the Sunset Meridian Hotel. She turned it around, and there he was. Senator Gregory Gray, in a suit, walking through the lobby at 11:57 p.m., exactly 3 minutes before Lisa's midnight meeting. The room detonated. People clapped hands over their mouths. Others whispered, "Oh my God." Even the court reporters stopped typing. Ava stared the senator down. You swore under oath you were never at that hotel. The senator struggled to breathe. Your Honor, that photograph must be doctored. Ava held up a second photo. Asterisk. This one was worse. Much worse. It showed Senator Gray entering room 407, the same number from the text messages. Timestamp, 12:01 a.m. Ava's voice shook, not with fear, but with boiling restraint. Explain this, Senator. He finally snapped. I was there for business. A private matter with a donor. Ava slammed the photo on her bench. At midnight? In secret? With no security detail? Senator, even your excuses are insulting. Lisa covered her face, sobbing quietly. The senator paced wildly like a trapped animal. You don't understand. I was being threatened. The courtroom gasped again. Ava's eyebrow lifted. Finally, the crack. Threatened by whom? The senator squeezed his eyes shut. Drop it, he whispered. Ava leaned in. I don't drop anything. Especially not when a woman's life was dragged into your mess. Ava pulled the next photo out. This one was grainy, dark, chilling, a tall figure in a long coat. Waiting near room 407, face hidden. Hands in pockets. Standing perfectly still, Ava studied it, then looked at Lisa. Double quotes, Miss Ramos. Is this the person the senator warned you about? Lisa stared at the photo and her entire body stiffened. She nodded slowly. Tears filled her eyes. Yes, that's him. The senator's face drained of all color. He whispered, No. No, no, no. Ava tore into him. So you were running from someone that night. He didn't deny it. Could and single quotes to asterisk. He fell into his chair, face buried in his hands. Your Honor, they told me if I didn't cooperate, they'd expose everything. Ava's voice hardened. And by they, you mean who? He shook his head. No names. Ava slammed her hand on the bench. Give me a name. He looked up, eyes full of terror. It was a lobbyist. Someone I took money from. Illegal money. The crowd erupted. Ava didn't flinch. So you were laundering political funds. He nodded weakly. Ava continued. And Ms. Ramos? Where does she fit into your crimes? Lisa flinched. The senator swallowed hard. She was never supposed to get involved. But the lobbyist saw her with me. He thought she was a witness. Lisa trembled. The gallery murmured in horror. Ava leaned forward, voice dangerously soft. So you used her. You dragged an innocent woman into your dirty politics to save yourself. He nodded. A broken, defeated nod. Lisa cried silently. Asterisk. Ava wasn't done. She pulled out the final picture, and this one hit like a lightning bolt. It showed Lisa leaving the hotel room, while the shadow figure followed her. Lisa gasped and covered her mouth. I didn't see him. I swear I didn't see him. Ava softened for the first time. You weren't meant to. He was stalking you. Lisa's knees buckled. The senator slammed a fist on the table. I told you they were dangerous. I told you. Ava's fury erupted. You don't get to play the victim. You put her in that danger. The room roared with noise. Asterisk. Ava stood. The power in her voice shook the courtroom. This court finds probable cause to treat Ms. Ramos not as a defendant, but as a victim and a witness to a larger crime. Lisa collapsed into her chair, sobbing with relief. The senator trembled. Ava pointed directly at him. Senator Gregory Gray, you will be detained for obstruction, coercion, misuse of office, and endangering a civilian. Gasps. Cameras clicked. The senator's world crumbled, but Ava wasn't finished. Bailiff. Take him. The bailiff grabbed his arm. The senator's voice cracked. Ava, please. I'm your father. The courtroom froze. Lisa covered her mouth. The gallery lost its mind. Ava didn't blink. Her voice ice cold. And that makes your crimes worse? Not better. The bailiff dragged him away. Asterisk. The courtroom was still vibrating with shock. Judge Ava Gray had just watched her own father, Senator Gregory Gray, dragged down in handcuffs. Not as a public hero, not as a political giant, but as a criminal. The gallery buzzed like a hornet's nest. Lisa Ramos sat trembling at her table, and Ava looked like her soul was made of cracked stone. She gripped the edge of the bench. Court will recess for 30 minutes. Her voice was calm. Too calm. It was the kind of calm that comes before a storm that destroys everything in its path. She rose and walked through the side door, disappearing from sight, but the real confrontation was just beginning. Asterisk. The holding room was dim, silent, and cold. Senator Gray sat cuffed to a metal chair. He looked smaller now. Not a senator. Not a father. Just a man who'd run out of lies. The door opened. Ava stepped inside. No robe. No gavel. Just Ava, the daughter who had been betrayed. The senator lifted his head. Ava, please, let me explain. Her face was unreadable. Explain? Or manipulate? He winced. I made mistakes. She cut him off sharply. Mistakes don't stalk women. Mistakes don't drag innocent people into danger. Mistakes don't lie under oath in my courtroom. He looked down. Ava's voice trembled. The first crack in her armor. Dad, you didn't just break the law. You broke us. He swallowed hard. I was trying to protect you. Ava's eyes flashed. Protect me? By hiding crimes? By endangering Lisa? By dragging your own daughter into a national scandal? He opened his mouth, but she stepped closer. her voice lowered to a deadly whisper. Who is he? He blinked. What? Ava leaned in. The man in the coat. The shadow figure. Who does he work for? The senator exhaled shakily. You don't want to know. Ava slammed her hands onto the metal table. Tell me now. He whispered. His name is Marcus Vale. Ava froze. Marcus Vale, the most feared political broker in the city. A man whose name was spoken like a curse. A man rumored to control senators, judges, CEOs, all from the shadows. Even Ava knew that name. She leaned back slowly. You got involved with him? The senator's voice cracked. He approached me years ago. One deal turned into 10. One favor turned into blackmail. I couldn't escape. Ava stared at him with horror. So you let him ruin your life. And almost ruin hers. He nodded, ashamed. Suddenly, the door behind Ava opened. Lisa Ramos stood there, eyes swollen, hands shaking. But for the first time, not afraid. Ava turned in surprise. Miss Ramos? You shouldn't be back here. Lisa shook her head. No, I have to say something. She stepped past Ava and faced the senator. Her voice trembled but carried strength. Why didn't you warn me properly? Why didn't you tell me what danger I was in? The senator couldn't meet her eyes. Because if you told anyone, Vale would have killed us both. Lisa gasped. Ava clenched her jaw. Lisa whispered, I thought you were using me. I didn't know you were scared too. A tear slipped down Ava's cheek. The senator looked at Lisa with broken guilt. I'm sorry. Lisa, I never meant to hurt you. Lisa hugged herself tightly. Intent doesn't erase consequences. Ava nodded. She's right. Lisa looked at Ava, this time with gratitude. A silent bond formed between them, forged from trauma, truth, and survival. 30 minutes later, the courtroom filled again. Ava returned to the bench, but something in her had changed. She wasn't just Judge Gray. She wasn't just Ava Gray. She was a woman who had chosen justice over blood. Lisa sat upright. Stronger now, the senator, escorted by 2 bailiffs, looked emotionally destroyed, but honest for the first time. Ava banged her gavel once. We're back in session. The gallery fell silent. Asterisk. Ava's voice rang like thunder. This case was presented as a simple employment dispute. It was not. She looked at Lisa. Double quotes. Ms. Ramos, you were manipulated, threatened, and deceived by a man who held power over you. You are not at fault. Lisa's eyes filled with tears. Ava turned to the senator. Gregory Gray, you abused your power. You involved an innocent woman in a criminal conspiracy. You lied under oath. You endangered lives. She inhaled deeply. As a judge, I sentence you to immediate federal detainment and full investigation by the Attorney General's office. Gasps echoed around the room, but Ava wasn't done. Her voice softened. Painfully, as your daughter, I hope one day you become a man worthy of forgiveness. Asterisk. The senator's face crumbled. He whispered, Ava, I'm sorry. Ava blinked away tears. I know, but apologies don't erase consequences. The bailiffs led him away. Lisa watched, trembling but safe. The gallery erupted into whispers, cameras snapping. Reporters scrambling. Ava rose from the bench. Her voice carried one last echo. Court dismissed. Asterisk. As Ava stepped out of the courtroom, her phone buzzed. A block number. She answered. A deep voice spoke. Judge Gray, you opened the envelope. You made your move. Her blood went cold. Marcus Vale. This isn't over. Ava's jaw tightened. Then come for me. A long silence. Then I already am. The call ended. Ava stood frozen, gripping her phone. Lisa approached quietly. Your Honor, are you okay? Ava forced a small, brave smile. It's just another case, Ms. Ramos, and I don't lose. Fade to black. Case file closed. Story far from over.